check. One, two, check. Oh, actually. Check, 1, 2, check, 1. Oh, yeah, it sounds wonderful. Look at that, nice and crispy. Nice and crispy. How's everyone going? How fares thee, everyone? My name is Keith, your man of letters. I don't know if this is even live, so I'm gonna give my opening spiel, and it might not be live. No, it is. Tis ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome. I am your host, Keith, man of letters, knowledge, information, entertainment, you know how it goes, and we are back again. We're reading the Grimoire, the Picatrix, which is pretty phenomenal. I haven't read it yet, but I've read chapters here and there, and it sounds super dope. You guys are going to love it. I'll try to give it my all. There is do or do not. There is no try. We will do the Picatrix, and we will do a chapter from the Epic of Gilgamesh. Your boy's been balls deep in Anunnaki stories and Gilgamesh and the whole shebang bang pow we have been, and I've been fascinated with it. Oh man, we've been going deep. It's been a long time coming too, and the correlations between the Kolbrin Bible, Old Testament, obviously Anunnaki, the Bhagavad Gita, dude. I'm convinced that there was a universal civilization, and something happened, and we got it. So I'm excited to read the Epic of Gilgamesh, but there's also some magic in the Picatrix, which is pretty dope, and it's got those vibes. You know what I mean? It's got those vibes. So we might just have to. MCQ 31 MC. I am 200 mil. What's up? Straight Panther. What's cracking, everybody? OBZRV. Thank you. Vamos. 3369. Okay, so yeah, basically I'm gonna like I was saying, when I release these two videos, whichever one does better is gonna get the full audiobook. We'll get the full audiobook. So it's like 5:30 and it's still temperature in Santa Paula, California. Still 79 degrees. It's hot. The sun is hot. She is. So we're going to give a moment for people to trickle in. Sorry if I haven't started this 6. In the meantime, won't you guys introduce yourselves, say hello, introduce yourselves to the class. Let us know what brought you here. What do you like to do? What's your major? Have you summoned your first demon yet? Like, what's good? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a wee bit about yourself. I would love to hear it. Only audio in OBS. Is this possible? How to record game audio only? Oh my god. Obvious capture settings and select desktop audio instead of the default. Capture settings and then desktop audio. All right. Oh, balls! I hit the wrong button. Okay. Desktop. Okay. So captures. Yada yada yada. Some friends become enemies. Some enemies become friends. Audio input capture. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you. Sure. Okay. Thank you. Much appreciated. Only check. I only want you to capture audio input capture. No. Are you guys savvy with OBS? I'm trying to just record my audio, not the whole screen, but it looks like I might have to record the whole thing. Unfortunately, I didn't want to have to do that. I did not, but I might have to, unfortunately. Can you guys hear the music in the background? Is everything coming through crispy and clear? I promise we will get this thing cracking in just a moment. Have patience ye for the time of repentance. It's near. It's near. Make me do all this stuff just to log back in. Come on, you guys. It's been I haven't run a live in a while, as you guys can tell, and OBS updated, so now we're having to figure out the new ways around the audio capture for OBS. Isn't that great? It's 92 where you're at. I mean, it wasn't 92 today. It was mid 80s, but anywho. Picatrix. Is everything sounding good, Sir Stray Panther? Audio coming through? Is the music not too loud in the background? Thank you for studio mode. That's not what I want. All right. Well, we'll just have to figure that out later, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. It's 5:37. At 5:40, we're going to start this audiobook. So take this time to get yourself some water. We're drinking sage tea. Please allow me to shamelessly plug myself. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do that by just clicking the like button, leaving a comment, sharing the video. If you're feeling super gangster and you want to throw $1 into the Patreon, that would be dope too. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. But, however, that being said, your presence in and of itself is pretty substantial. Your attention, likewise. So it is much appreciated. Each and every one of you. It is much appreciated. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out and sharing the vibe. Thank you for hanging out and sharing the vibe. Come on, stop that, stop. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. We're gonna get this cracking, okay? And, oh man, just kidding. Gotta pull it up. I hit the X. I don't know what I was thinking. I hit the X. I closed all the boxes. I gotta open the boxes back up now. Loading, loading, loading. The goal of the wise. Okay, copy that. A little bit of this. More friends become enemies. Some more enemies become friends. Okay. Check, check. Check, check, check. Make sure my levels are right, you guys. Just give me almost there. Oh man, the excitement is just brimming with excitement. On 30 because that's how we do it, baby. Okay, without further ado, I'm your host, Keith, man of literacy, to bring you knowledge, information, hopefully, at the very least, a bit of entertainment. We are reading the Picatrix Grimoire, Chapter 1. Remember, like this video, we're going to do another chapter from the Epic of Gilgamesh. Whichever video does better in the next, 2 to 3 days, that will be made into a complete audiobook. We'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll bond, we'll fall in love, we'll fall in hate. We will do the human thing. We will grow to the stars. We will try to pass the hounds at the gate, and if not, we will return to our bodies in circles, not angles, and hope the hounds don't hold on to our souls until the next cycle, if you know what I mean. Let those with ears to hear and those with eyes to see. Chapter 1 of the Picatrix. I would like to advise you, my brother, may Allah enlighten your mind, that wisdom is one of the most virtuous talents and one of the most preferred gains. Wisdom is the knowledge of sublime reasons for which beings exist, and the obvious reasons for things which have reasons for their existence. You must be certain of their existence and what and how they are. Although they are many, they ascend in order to the one being. The one being who caused other beings to be, whether they are far away or nearby. That one is first in reality, and his being does not stem from any other being. He is self-sufficient, and thus his being does not gain from any other being. By no means does his being benefit from any other being. Fundamentally, he cannot be a body or in a body. His being is different from all other beings, and in actuality there is nothing in common except the name only, although not in concept of the name. He can only be one. He is one in reality, and he is the one who gave all other beings their identities by which we learn to identify them. He is the original truth who assigns to others their truth. His truth is self-sufficient, and consequently he does not gain from the truth of others. It's too hot in here, my computer's. It's bugging out. There we go. It is unimaginable to think that there is more perfection than his, not to mention that it does not exist a more complete truth than his own, or more complete oneness than his. He is all-knowing of how other beings derive their essence, their realities, and their identities from him. He is all-knowing of how cause and effect gains its characteristics. He is all-knowing of the ranks of all beings. Some are first, some are middle, some last. The last have causes, but they are not causes per se for things below them. Similarly, the middle beings have causes before them, and they are causes for things under them as well. The first are the causes of what are under them, but they do not have causes above them. He is all-knowing of how the last ascend in rank until they reach the first, and how the order is managed at first and accepted by all beings in their ascending order until they reach the last. This is wisdom in reality, my student. So what do you think of the ones who approach this? Wisdom, may Allah bless you, is broad and noble, and seeking it is an obligation as well as a virtue. It enlightens the mind and the soul with an everlasting and splendid light as they seek it and understand it and pay little attention to this mortal world. Wisdom will motivate the mind and soul. Wisdom will motivate the mind and soul to ascend from the world from which they were originated to the higher distinguished world where they shall grow and settle, so that Allah may advise them of the cause and effect of the world and the reason for relating the cause to its effect. Allah is in their midst so that they may certainly know that He is the cause of the world, and the world is His effect. And the reason for this effect is worshiping Him and recognizing His existence. He said, I have only created jinn and men. so that they may serve me. That is to know me. He will protect them and provide them with material substance so that they may thank him and praise. Curious if I should. I don't think I'm going to be able to run all of this at the same time. Your boy needs a little desktop computer, you guys. That is certainly the next move. Hold on, we're going to stop that. Give me 1 second. Oh, I was hoping I would be able to handle all this at the same time, but it doesn't look like I will be able to. Okay, we can go ahead and close this. Sea Fleet. Check, check, check. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. We had a glitch in the Matrix. We had a glitch in the Matrix. Oh no. Can you guys hear me still? So I have GarageBand running to record the audio for the actual audiobook, and then I have YouTube running, and then I have OBS running, and it might be a little too much for the computer. For any of you tech savvy guys, your boy's looking to invest in a new setup. What do I need to get that will handle live streaming, OBS Studio, and something like GarageBand to record all the audio at the same time and put it out smoothly? Because right now our poor computer's not handling it. Good fan, probably. Balls. I know what I'll do. That's gonna have to stop. The hounds at the gates. The hounds at the gates have arrived, everybody. Alright, y'all are gonna have to get some water and bear with me because it looks like welcome to the studio. When things don't run smooth, we just gotta homework. I need you guys to find me a Picatrix PDF online. Might just have to order it from Amazon or something. Picatrix online PDF. Run it for your boy. Okay, it's a download. The download might be smoother actually. The Picatrix grimoires, Christian, Judaic, Islamic, Greek, Egyptian, Luciferian, and others. Interesting. Interesting. No, that's not gonna work. How's you guys' Wednesday going? Are you enjoying yourselves? Are you enjoying yourselves, y'all? Is life fruitful for you? See, the problem is the Picatrix book that I'm using right now is massive, and it's trying to handle the whole thing at once. And it's like, I need just chapter by chapter, if you could. If you could. Picatrix PDF. Alright, I got it. Done. We got it, y'all. We're good. We're good. One page at a time, please. After all this, it's only... Come on, flies. So annoying. Protect them and provide them with material substance, so that they may thank him and praise. Curious if I should. Substance, so that they may thank him and praise. My life is in flex, but in a good way. Flux. I figured you meant flux. Curious if I should. I know. It is for us all, brother. What is life but not a massive flux, if you will? Temperature in Santa Paula, California. Well, here we go, you guys. We're gonna creep back in. He can bring about misery as well as happiness to whomever he wills, and he can keep whomever he wills in his everlasting grace. Wisdom has three subjective characteristics. It grows and never vanishes. It chastises and disciplines, and it will not approach anyone who is not interested in it. You may know that this conclusion, which I am about to disclose, would not have existed without wisdom. It has been rightly called conclusion by the wise. To people specialized in logic, a conclusion is the fruits of analogy as mentioned in the introductions. The only purpose for presentation of these two conclusions is to motivate you to seek knowledge. Knowledge can only be obtained by the wise who are well versed in all arts of wisdom. Some of these arts are religious, such as the science of revelation, the science of asceticism, and the science of fiqh. Some are natural, such as the celestial, the world, the universe, and evil. Some are theological, such as the knowledge of the self and the creator, and some are logical and analytical. Accordingly, the rank of these two conclusions on the scale of wisdom is similar to the rank of destruction on the scale of analogy. This is the best of what has been presented in the introductions. I hereby have disclosed to you a miraculous secret. This is to let you know that the outcomes is the fruit of the two introductions, which is called the indicia. If the outcome is productive, it is called accumulative, whereas the Greeks call it syllogismus. The introduction is composed of a theme and some information related to the theme. The theme is the subject in the philologist's discipline, and the information related to the subject is the predicate. The information may be true or false. It is certain that the introduction or the related information are not defined because what is stated in the predicate is taken or drawn from the subject, although some of it could be defined and some could be drawn. Thus the information is neither limited or drawn, although some of it could be limited and some could be drawn. Informational statements are usually used in most cases. Most of the other styles of speech are not used by philosophers, such as the imperative, informative, interrogative, and vocative styles, because they do not bear truthfulness or falsehood. What we have presented needs a long explanation that is beyond the scope of this book. Whoever likes to get further information about this topic may consult relevant sources. Alright, so that concludes chapter 1. That's not a very good representation. That's mostly, they should have labeled that preface. That wasn't a chapter at all. That was an epilogue. Chapter 2 continues, but maybe we can skip to something juicy, something quite juicy for the masses. Hello, Carla Bessa. Hello, Carla Bessa. Yes, it is music to our ears as well. Hopefully, the longer this text goes on, the more the sun goes down and the cooler it gets, because my computer's not happy in this heat. We need the sun off of us. Come on in, everyone, take your shoes off. We just finished chapter 1 of the Picatrix. It was not exciting at all. I'll give you a breakdown. It says that Allah is the source of everything and has the power to make your life awesome or miserable. You and the jinn were only created to worship him. So, check this out. I might upset some of you by saying this, however, the gods of Islam, Judaism, Christianity, and everyone else, the Indian pantheon, the indigenous pantheon, all of it is all run by lesser gods. Gods with a lowercase g, not gods with a big G. Possibly even gods that, yes, did create us, but they are not the creators of all. They created us in the way that we are now creating AI and hybrids. We've been creating hybrids for decades now. So to a degree, we do create life. Human does create life, but does not make us God with a capital G. Does not make us a source. Reason being, source does not create things for worship. There is no reason that the creator of all things does anything, for to imply a reason implies something outside of the creator, and there is nothing outside of the creator because the all is the all. So to say something like the all has a desire for something, to say the all has a need, as in a need for worship or a need for praise, is to place human characteristics on something as unimaginable as the all. Even outside infinity is this thing. So when I read texts like this is basically, I'm giving you hopefully I don't want to skew you too much, so do as you will, but I would like to give you a certain lens to read this in. Yes, there's truth and information in this thing, but the gods of these books are not the creators of all. And the reason why I say that is because these books, especially the Abrahamic religions, are religions based on Abraham, based on stories pulled almost verbatim out of the Anunnaki texts. Adamu, for example, was the first human created in the Anunnaki story. So you have Adamu, the first man created from clay. What does the Bible say? And therefore, any of the Abrahamic religions, Islam, all these, what does that say? It says the same story. Adam created by God from the earth. Adamu, first man created from the earth. Cain and Abiel were two brothers. Cain killed his brother Abiel in the Anunnaki story. Islam, the Jewish religion, Christianity, Cain enabled Cain, Abiel. Cain kills his brother, same story. The Great Deluge, the flood. Someone in the Bible, an angel comes down, tells Noah, "Hey, there's going to be a huge flood. You're going to need to build an ark. You're going to have to take one of each animal, put it in the ark, build it, and the world's going to be wiped out." Same thing happens in the Anunnaki text, except it's not an angel, it's one of the Anunnaki, because there's various Anunnaki, comes down and in a dream tells, I forgot the name of the individual, tells the dude, there's going to be a huge storm. You're going to have to build an ark, a ship that is closed off from the sun, that can withstand being submerged in water, because there's a great storm coming. You're going to have to take the seed of all the important animals. The stories are slightly different. He doesn't say a man and woman or a male and female of every animal. He says the most important, the domesticated animals. And he says take the seed of them. Not the animal itself, the seed, as in the genetic material, as in the procreative material of animals. Take the seed of the domesticated animals and keep it safe, because the world's going to be wiped out by a giant flood. After the flood comes, the boats are floating around, and in the story of the Anunnaki, they release a raven. They release a raven, a sparrow, and a dove. And finally, the dove comes back with an olive branch, signaling that land is near. And in the Bible, what happens? Noah releases a dove, and it brings back an olive branch, signifying that there's land near. So, point being, Keith, what's your point? My point is, for those of you that are looking to Islam or looking to Christianity or looking to Judaism or even the Bhagavad Gita, I haven't read that yet, but I would bet my next 3 paychecks that these same stories are in the Bhagavad Gita just as they are in those. Stories of the flood all over the world. Same stories. So when I read something like Islam and it talks about God, the creator, creating everything and creating man to worship them, nah. I read that as, if it be real, these entities that came down and yes, created man, but they're not the creators of all. They are just advanced humanoids. No more gods than we are gods to, say, natives in the Amazon when we land a goddamn helicopter on their doorstep and they're like, whoa, where did this steel bird come from that makes noise like a dragon? It's what is this thing? So they are no more gods to us than we are to them in the aspect of the helicopter and the indigenous. Because the reason why I say that is because I feel like people get a little too caught up in these texts, and they read them and they go, oh my God, God is this evil thing, and I need, not evil, but God is this really needy, self-absorbed thing that needs my praise, and if not, I'm going to be damned for all eternity. And it's like, you might be, again, in the way that if an egotistic American goes to the Amazon and says, you better worship me and send me gifts or I'm going to wipe out your village. In that sense, that very well may be the case. But in the sense of like the supreme, the all, the creator of not just the universe, but all the universes to ever exist, the containers that the universes rest in is even the creation of that thing. You know what I mean? Anywho, I just want to point that out because It's not, man, it's just, it changes everything when you understand all these stories from all these different religions aren't the first ones to write these stories. And there's a lot of information left out that will make us think very differently on these gods that we hear about, that we read about. Yarda? Yarda? Am I making sense? Anyone? Judges? Judges? Anywho, yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Keith, man of letters, knowledge, information, entertainment. If you just found yourselves here, dope. Welcome. Take your shoes off. Stay a while, and listen. Please slap the like button so we can get more people in here. We're killing it. We're killing it. I'm just gonna read chapter 2 because it's not very long, and I want people to get a good idea of this book, so they can really make a decision if they want to hear this one or the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is from the Anunnaki story. Gilgamesh was one of the gods of one of the ancient cities of Sumer during these times of the Anunnaki, etc. Temperature in Santa Paula, California. I need, the sun is still hitting my shack, my den here, and it will not allow us to cool off. It's right there. It's like, come on, bro. Cool off. Sense. Elephant Hawk Moon. That's an interesting name. Hello, Elephant Hawk Moon. I like your style, Elephant Hawk Moon. I like your style. Okay, with that being said, we're gonna continue. Reading, chapter 2. Gonna record this because, ¿por qué no? Chapter 2. You may know that this conclusion is what is termed as magic. Magic is, in fact, everything that absolutely fascinates minds and attracts souls by means of words and deeds. This fascination and attraction are demonstrated by exclamation, following, listening, and approval. They are difficult for the mind to perceive, and their causes are veiled from the simpleton. This is because it is a divine force associated with advanced reasons for the purpose of understanding it. What I am working on is a vague discipline. Its subject is a spirit within a spirit that includes analysis and imagination. A talisman is a spirit within a body, while chemistry is a body within a body. In summary, the causes of magic are beyond the understanding of the majority, and it is difficult to invent. The fact about a talisman is that its name is reversed. The letters of the word talisman in Arabic are talsam, and when this combination is reversed, it becomes maslat, which means domination, control. It is domination because its essence is coercion and control. It functions according to the purpose it was composed for, overpowering and coercing by using numerical ratios and placing astrological secrets in certain bodies at appropriate times, and by using incenses that are powerful and capable of bringing out the spirit of that talisman. This situation is similar to that of the second result, termed elixir, which transforms a body to itself by coercion. It is an interacting yeast that changes things from their essence. It is like poison that travels in similar bodies and consequently changes them to its nature in order to transform a person to another by a force placed within itself. You may know, brother or sister, that a talisman to philosophers is like yeast, which is an elixir composed of earth, air, water, and fire. the composition of which is transformed through interaction to its condition and is reversed to its image. Another example is alchemy, which does the same thing. It quickly transforms the body to itself and changes it from one state to another of a higher quality. A new form, new characteristics, more solid and clear of corrosion and impurity. That is how the forebears understood it. The term elixir means the coercing force of the forces acting on it and compelling it to be transformed into its essence and thus becomes similar to it. An elixir can only be some sort of a combination of animals, plants, and metals. To them, this combination makes up the world, and with this combination, the world is made up and administered. Plants cannot survive on their own, as well as animals, which need the plants for their survival. Similarly, the metals needed for fire melting and forming in the presence of mercurial humidity. This is what I have overlooked in the rank book. I would like to go back to our topic to the state that magic is limited to two branches, theoretical and practical. The science of magic deals with the knowing, the positions of fixed planets, the location of their pictures, the manner by which they cast their light on orbiting planets, and the astrological ratios. These are the elements to be known in order to achieve what you are looking for. Under the science of magic, all operations and talismans were dealt with and discussed by our forebears. You may know that he who chooses to do this will have delved in magic. This is necessary. The best part of the scientific magic is speech. The prophet is quoted as saying, "Verily, some of the speech is charming." Plato also said in his book Al-Fusul, "As a friend may turn into an enemy by unfortunate words, an enemy may become a friend by nice words." Is not that a sort of magic? The practical science deals with the three generating origins and with what the orbiting planets are emanating in them from the planet's forces. This is termed as the special attributes by their authors, although they do not know their causes or realities, and they do not see any need to uncover the secrets of the forebears or the three origins, mood in interacting with one another. The element heat is sought before the incense to get the help of the complete forces to overcome the incomplete forces, or a natural heat is sought from food. No other types of heats are sought, and no help by animal or human spirit is needed. The magical tricks called Neranjat. The magical tricks called Neranjat are the best type of this practical magic. You may also know, my brother, or sister, that some of the magic is gained and some are tricks. The gained part is about what the designer of the paths of the different symbols has done. In this regard, it is noteworthy to quote the Almighty, "Take 4 birds, tame them to turn to thee." The ancient Greeks specialize in the naranjat, flipping the eye tarjis, and talismans, which they call syllogismus, which means bringing down the high spirits. They call the totality of the above magic. The ancient Greeks were not able to deal with this science without astrology. What is necessary to know about astrology is that the celestial equator, which is known as the crown, consists of planets. It is also necessary to know that these planets are grouped into 12 signs, which have certain implications on all beings in this world, and that the 7 planets have certain fortunes acquired from the signs according to their particular direction and situation. Furthermore, it is essential to know the relevant characteristics of similar signs, the characteristics of the 7 planets. the two nodes and their positions in the celestial band, the characteristics of the planets' implications on all beings in this world, what happens to the 7 planets individually and in their interrelationships, as well as the authentic implications of the principles governing the behavior of stars. Moreover, it is imperative to know how to exploit the most dominant of the 7 planets, the order of its dominance, and how to pull out its arrows. Additionally, it is crucial to know the position of the 7 planets in the celestial band. This knowledge about astrology is necessary. It is available for everyone who would like to have more information in available books. In this regard, the wise said, "I am the one who was elevated above the 7 heavens." He means that he attains them with his intellectual faculty. The Almighty also said in this regard, "And we raised him, Prophet Idris, to a lofty station." That is end of chapter 2. All right. Down for it. Down for it. How you guys feeling about the Picatrix? Is it worth the entire audiobook so far? Are you feeling it? Correspondence. It is Christina in chat. The frankincense is thriving. Oh, good. All my trees are killing it. Elephant Hawk Moon is referring to the frankincense tree that they purchased from my nursery that I'll have to show you guys pretty soon. It's small, but it is powerful. Ha, giggity. But, yeah, my Palo Santo tree is killing it. I'm thinking of taking a cutting again and giving it another go because it's firing right now, and I would love to have another Palo Santo tree, man. Oh, it breaks my heart. I need more of those things. But yes, yes. I'm happy to hear that, Elephant Hawk Moon. I'm happy to hear that. I'm stoked that you like that tree. Did you find us on Etsy first and then the YouTube channel out of curiosity, or did you find our YouTube channel and then check out our Etsy shop from there and find out that we sold frankincense trees? If you're even still in the chat. Okay. Let me see something real quick. How long is chapter 3? I'm curious if chapter 3 is short enough for us to run it. It looks like it might be. I'm going to read chapter 3 because it's pretty short. It's pretty short. We're going to do chapter 3. Everyone who wants to hear chapter 3, say "I" in the comment box. So all in favor, type "I." I'll join too because I'm actually also in favor. Here we go. "I." The astrological aspect is gold. Of what? The astrological aspect of this book or of your frankincense tree, because they are. Well, speaking of frankincense, here's some black frankincense resin right here. Oh, it's starting to cool off. It feels so good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We're going to kick up chapter 3, you guys. We're doing it. Give me a sec. 1 sec. I'm trying. I'm muffling some of the fan from my Mac. Hopefully, it doesn't hurt the Mac, or the laptop. Oh, we got some nice, tasty pianos kicking in now, huh? Etsy first, then YouTube. Oh, that's magical. I love it. And thank you for saving it, Stray. Don Coolio Swag. Dang. All right, we're gonna kick this. Everyone, hit the like button. Every time you hit the like button, a fairy gets its wings. And if you've already hit it, then the fairies say thank you. Okay, let's go. Chapter 3. Chapter 3. You may know, O seeker of the truth and reality of astrology, that the celestial sphere is a physical ball perfectly circular, and so is everything contained therein at all times and in all states. Some people thought that certain events may change the circular shape of the celestial sphere at certain times. By no means will this ever happen, because the shape of the celestial sphere is the cause for its shape, since its essence has this shape. I mean that it is the first to be a perfect shape, and this perfect shape is the circle, because this circle is made of one line. This is the primary cause of perfection. However, this cannot be easily proved. Astrology is an essence, and dividing it into angles is a man-made technique. If we start with this technique, we will ascend from it to the essential obligation. The method of learning this subject must follow a reversed procedure. Similarly, learning the technique of angles is the approach of learning the state of the celestial sphere. Nothing of the celestial bodies in the world of formation and dissolution will have a place in the celestial sphere, and no part of the celestial sphere will have a place in the world of formation and dissolution at all, unless that is achieved by coercion. As we mentioned, the celestial sphere is perfectly rounded from all sides. It is formed by one curved line. There is a point inside, and all distances from this point to the circumference are equal. This point is the center, and the lines refer to the beams of planets cast on the world at the center. This is the influence of the talismans. It acts as if it is an edge or a drawing that has been agreed upon. Since the celestial sphere is a comprehensive ball encompassing the entire world, there is no space or living beings beyond it. Either is in a static state. It is the medium where other celestial bodies return. The celestial bodies are located in its abdomen in a slanting position from the center, because its center is at the side of the slanting center of the earth. The behavior of all celestial bodies is the same, and follows the motion of the celestial sphere. The heat emanating from it contributed to bringing the world to its being. The number of angles of the celestial sphere are 360, and the number of images is 360. The rules for the management of the world are built in because they follow certain ratios. Some people surmise that the celestial sphere is useful, but the usefulness of either in the higher world is demonstrated by planets and heat, and that the pictures within the angles resemble the pictures of the planets when they combine together. Others believe that the pictures within the sphere's angles are the heart of astrology and the cause of all beings. As for the angles functions when an angle falls within a point, any point, where one of the fixed planets is situated, and at the same time one of the orbiting planets gets to that point, then you will know that it is the status of that planet's influence on Earth. The fixed planets have similar functions. Thus, if an angle has the function of a planet that moves heat and Thus, if an angle has the function of a planet that moves heat and releases low dryness and humidity to its followers, and alone was at that place, then it decides that dryness and humidity must grow and increase. Similarly, if it happens that the planet is functioning by the O's force, the growth will be faster. This was a very difficult and vague subject for ancient philosophers. Vagueness to them is to veil the apparent meaning of the text and conceal its intrinsic meaning. This is called vagueness, so be aware of that. All right, this thing, I don't know all my alchemical symbols. I don't know all my alchemical symbols, and this thing writes in alchemical symbols. I did not know that was going to happen. Which means this is going to get very interesting because I'm not going to be able to read this unless... Sun, gold, moon, alright, the basic ones, yeah, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, dude, there's... So let me see something real quick. So examples are... Wait, hold on, I gotta stop this. No, I already stopped it. That was the end of the chapter, by the way. As for the ages, examples are... Moves cold and dryness. Let's see, what symbol is that? I don't even know what symbol that is. Yo. Oil, lodestone, horse dung, gold. So you should know this, man of letters. I should. I'm sorry. That's not Jupiter, is it? That's the moon. That's Mercury. That's Venus. Jupiter is our little 4-2. Jupiter moves heat and humidity. Mars moves heat and dryness. Venus moves low heat and high humidity. Is that Saturn? Nope, that's Mercury. That's Venus. Lo siento, forgive me, guys. I like this though. This is... Ambiguous figs. Hello, ambiguous. If you Palo Santo leaves of sale, let me know. Almost sounds like Dion Fortune. What are the symbols? I know. I can't show you the symbols necessarily. You guys like my piano music? Okay, so examples are... give me a sec. The sun, I gotta do some... Oh, the sun's going down. Praise Jah. Moves dryness. So where are my planets at? Moves dryness. So Saturn moves dryness. That's like a cross with the N coming off of it. Yes. So Saturn moves cold and dryness. Jupiter moves heat and humidity. Mars moves heat and dryness. Mercury... No, that's Venus. Venus moves low heat and dryness. And the moon moves cold and humidity. Jesus. So I was doing some reading, and later on in the book, when this book eventually starts to tell you how to work spells, you're supposed to write the alchemical symbols for these planets to do certain things. So I don't know if you guys ever played video games, but if you had a rune stone, you say you had various rune stones and you can put them into items to give the items magical attributes, depending upon what was written on the runestone. And the runestone, go figure, was were these same alchemical symbols. So when you get familiar with the different symbols, alchemical symbols of the planets, of the fixed stars, of even other metals and things like gold, tin, copper, all these things have alchemical symbols. You put that symbol on the talisman, and that at a certain time of the moon phase, etc., planet phase, etc., and it imbues that object with the power of that alchemical symbol. And that's part of what goes into this spell casting of, at least, of the Picatrix. .30 show. I'm supposed to text this guy back. Homunculus. 9:30 over there. Oh, East Coast, brother. We're West Coast. We're West Coast over here. That's funny. The first time I came across homunculus was in an episode of Supernatural, where I actually got the name of this channel from. Go figure. Go figure. You guys want the next chapter? Let me know if you want the next chapter. Hi everyone, welcome on in. Take your shoes off, stay a while. I'm back. Your host Keith, Man Letters, knowledge, information, hopefully some entertainment. Hope you all have been enjoying yourselves. Oh, thank you, Ambiguous Figs. I feel like it has been, hopefully, has been somewhat of a good show. Fire! Quintessentia. Of the homunculus. Read on. Okay. You got it. Okay, here we go. We're going to kick it on to chapter 4. Oh, chapter 4 looks long though, you guys. I don't know if I can see. What? We'll slap chapter 4. It's going to be a little longer. How long are these ones? These ones are... That one was... First one was 9. No, the last one was... 5 minutes. So this next one's going to be maybe 20 minutes or so. Allow a moment for some shameless promo. My channel needs you guys' help. Please slap the like button. If you find I have a bunch of really dope, high quality, share worthy videos on my channel, audiobooks, Emerald tablets. We finished 5 books of the Colburn Bible, which were astonishing. We have Gnostic Gospels recorded. It's a lot of cool stuff. You share the content or like it or just leave comments. Even being here, donating to the super chats or joining the Patreon, $1 here and there, all of it. Buy me a coffee or some tea. Though your boy grows his own herbs for tea, so I don't need to buy those, but we'll keep the light on, as they say. Anywho, thank you so much, and let's get into chapter 4. Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Then when the people needed to make talismans, they found that they must know the planet's direct ratios affecting their spreading functions, which are the essence of making talismans. I am presenting to you some of these ratios to be used as foundations upon which further steps can be built. This therefore comes from the astrological subject for making talismans. The maker of a talisman must be knowledgeable of the astrological ratios and formulas, confident of what he is doing, and clear of any doubt or uncertainty in what he is doing, in order to enforce the function of the speaking soul, whereby the will from the same causes reaches its maker to obtain the sought result. I would like to introduce you to a certain state in the space close to our world. That is, do not start any work until the moon is in the position of the degree that produces this function. There are certain functions for the moon that are apparent. I will present a group of these functions later. At this time, I would like to talk about the functions of the moon in relationship to its particular position. In accordance with the consensus of the Indians, especially when it is in its 28th position. If you guys are curious why I'm snapping, by the way, sorry, just so you're not too distracted. I'm recording this for my actual official audiobook whenever I do go to record it. And the snaps help me keep pace of my errors and mistakes so that I don't have to listen to all 6 hours of the audiobook to find the mistakes. I just look for the snap on the sound wave and I can go easily correct it. So excuse the snaps. Excuse the snaps. I've missed you too, Sianis. I really have. Oh, I really have. Okay, here we go. The house of Al-Sharatain. It starts from the beginning of the Aries position to 12 degrees, 51:26, and from it. The Indians indicate that when the moon is at this position, they travel and use laxative medicines. Thus, you may use this as a principle in making a talisman for a traveler and his safety. Also, when the moon is at this position, a talisman can be made to create discord and animosity between spouses or two friends. Furthermore, at this position, a talisman can be made to arrange for a particular slave to escape or be released, and another to sabotage a partnership agreed between partners because it is a fiery evil. I would like at this juncture to advise you of a principle. Let the moon always serve good deeds, and be safe and clear of any sinister or burning act. However, if it serves evil and sinister acts, let it burn. I want you to understand that. Hold on, I gotta go over this symbol and make sure what I'm calling is the right the right alchemical symbol, because I've been reading alchemical symbols and I just want to make sure. Anywho, it's funny they have horse dung in here. Okay. It is. We're good. It consists of 12 degrees by 51 by 26, starting from the Aries position to 25 degrees, 42 and 52 from Aries. Talismans are made at this position for drilling wells and rivers, achieving wishes and digging out buried treasures. Other talismans are made to help the growth of crops, or they may be made to sabotage a marriage before it is consummated. Some talismans created excitement and stimulation because of their fiery fortune. Talismans may also be made at this position to release a slave or to worsen the situation for a captive to harm him. The house of Al-Thuraya. It consists of 25 degrees by 42 by 52, starting from Aries to 8 degrees, 34 to 18. Damn, you guys, I'm gonna have to get a I'm just gonna stop the video right there because we cannot continue without a, what's the word I'm looking for? Legend. We need an alchemical legend. That's the only way this is gonna work. No. So that's our Saturn, got it. Tin, iron, gold, got it. Yeah, that's not the one that's coming in this chapter though. Or we have a wild one in this chapter and I want to know what it is. The problem is no one writes their symbols the same. No one writes their symbols the same. Compounds, processes. Right, Aries, right? Taurus, duh. Come on, y'all. Sorry, you guys. It's been a... I need to run this back. Or to worsen the situation for a captive at 52, starting from Aries to 8 degrees, 34 to 18. 34 to 18. Alright, I'm gonna... Aries 34 to 18. I feel like I'm doing homework right now. I feel like I'm studying right now, which I guess is the whole point. But so the house of Al-Thuraya, it consists of 25 degrees by 42 by 52, starting from Aries to 8 degrees, 34, 18 from Taurus. Talismans at this position are made for the safety of those who travel by sea, for sabotaging a partnership, for releasing a prisoner or torturing him, for the beneficial use of chemistry and fire, for hunting, for promoting friendship and love between spouses, for destroying sheep, goats, and cows, and for a slave to disobey his master until he is released. This type of talisman usually brings good luck, Thus, you may be aware of that. The house of Aldebaran. It consists of 8 degrees, 34 by 18, starting from Taurus to 21 degrees, 25 by 44 from it. Talismans are made at this position to corrupt a city, to build a building which is not expected to last or to stay in good condition, for destroying crops, for maintaining a slave under his master's control, for ruining the relationship between spouses and maintaining estrangement between them, for bringing about bad luck to a person engaged in drilling, as well as causing misfortune for a person digging out buried goods, and talismans for attracting scorpions and snakes. Why do I feel like all these talismans are like no joke so far? They're all pretty heavy. Where are the talismans for like the good of all mankind? Have we just not gotten that far yet? The house of Al-Haqqa. It consists of 21 degrees by 25 and 44, starting from Taurus to 4 degrees, 17 and 10 from Gemini. Talismans at this position are made to promote the welfare of children, for advancing in their education in Islam, in writing, and in trades. A talisman for the safety of a traveler and his well-being, as well as a speedy voyage. A talisman for the safe structure of buildings, for sabotaging partnerships, for promoting reconciliation between spouses, especially if the moon and the star of destiny represent a constellation sign of a good human being, clear of misfortunes and burning, as we mentioned above. We got back to school. What symbols are those? So this book is a PDF, so it's a picture of a book, and I can't. Some of these symbols I just can't even. I can't even. Like, is that? I think that's Virgo. I think that's Virgo. Aquarius. Symbol for humans. Give me a sec, you guys. Gotta do this right. Back to school. The constellations that represent human beings are Gemini, Virgo, it's Aquarius. What is that up? Oh, Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius, Aquarius, Virgo, Gemini. Last one looks like a pair of headphones. Like, what's that? That's not Leo. That's not, maybe it is Leo, man. I can't, you guys gotta take better pictures. Black sulfur, a residue from sublimation of sulfur. Whoa, spooks. All right. The constellations that represent human beings are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Man, this is tough. This book's going to take me forever if I have to decipher every one of these alchemical symbols, especially when I can't even make out what the symbols are. What do you guys think I should do? What should I do? I can't, some of these symbols I can't make out. It's too blotched on the picture. It's a picture of an old ass book, basically. Can zoom in. Oh, it's Libra. Yo, I had to zoom in. If I zoom in real close, I can see. I can see it. Oh my God, editing this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh, editing this is gonna be a nightmare. I have to read this last part over again. Hold on. The constellations that represent human beings are Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Virgo. Welcome to the world of audiobooks, everybody. It's not Leo. It was Virgo. I just couldn't read it. Our 500 plus are PDFs from archives. I know. If it looks like a pair of headphones, it may be the North Node. It was no. Chad got it. It was Libra. I had to go in. Well, the headphones. Yeah, it's just the way that they smushed the headphone together with the line underneath it. And I don't know why it was rounded on the edge. I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, it looked like the upside down U of the Libra was super exaggerated and vertical. And there was no line underneath it. It was like a dot. So I'm assuming it's Libra. Sublimation. I love how we're all just attacking this together. That makes me very happy. Thank you, squad. So, all right, now 1,600 more to go. Let me just see something real quick. I might be able to, Is this all spells for this entire chapter? If this chapter's all spells, you guys, I might do this one off of the live. No, it's not. Okay, we can finish this up. Or there's a handful more spells, but great, I lost my spot. The House of All. I'm going to be just super savvy by the end of this book. Okay, here we go. I'll start the next part. The House of Al-Hana'ah. It consists of 4 degrees by 17 and 10, starting from Gemini to 17 degrees 8 by 36 of it. Talismans at this position are made for corrupting cities and confining them, for retaliating from kings, for inflicting harm and damage on enemies, for ruining crops and trusts, for promoting the welfare of partners and the conditions of hunting, and for causing adverse effects of medication when they are administered. The House of Al-Dira consists of 17 degrees. I need to make sure I'm reading this right. Hey, so you astrology chart readers, how would I don't think I'm reading that right. That's by seconds, right? So if it's 12 degrees dash 51 dash 26 would be 12 degrees by 51 seconds, or 51 minutes and 26 seconds. Is that how I would read it? I feel like that's how it should be read. Like actual like actual GPS coordinates, right? 12 degrees by 51 minutes and 26 seconds. I believe I've been reading it wrong this whole time. I'm assuming it's that way because that's how you read GPS coordinates. Yeah, I have the symbols of the signs right here, Chad, but the image of the PDF is blurry. That's the problem. That's why I'm having trouble seeing these images. Is because that last picture was on the curve of the page, if you know what I mean. So it was actually, I was looking over the edge of the page trying to make out what that symbol was. But like I said, if I'm reading the degrees, it's degree by minutes by seconds. I'm just gonna do it that way because that's how you would read it for a GPS. I'm assuming it's the same thing for astrology. Someone help me out, please. Throw me a bone. All right, so if you all signs of Jupiter, and the 14 is minutes. I'll wait for your response because I don't want to do this whole book wrong. Minutes and seconds written out in astrology. I feel like I need to phone a friend right now. Okay. The number is the degree of the sign. Yeah, I got it. Number behind is the minute, which you use to be super saiyan calculus. So it's at 2 degrees Gemini and 42 minutes, with each degree is in a minute of an arc. 1 degree is 60 minutes. Degrees will always be 0, 29. Okay, yeah, it is just like GPS. That's so wild that the astrology is written out like GPS, isn't it? So they have this broken down to the degree at which the planet manifests in the sky and how many minutes and seconds it is at the same time. That's pretty. So 12 degrees, 51 minutes, 26 seconds. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Sorry, you guys. Oh, that makes me so sad. I might have to go back and re-record all that. Oh, my goodness. The house of Al-Dira consists of 17 degrees, 8 minutes, 36 seconds, starting from Gemini to the end of it. Talismans at this position are made for the promotion and blessing of trade and crops, as well as the safety of a voyager, for reconciliation between partners and friends, for preventing flies from entering a place of trade where they may spoil the product and necessitate redoing it, for the fulfillment of a wish from a ruler or a dignitary whom you hope to meet, for promoting the welfare of an escaped slave, for disposing of property, a house or money or similar assets from a person. The house of Al-Nathra. It starts from the beginning of Cancer to 12 degrees, 51 minutes, 26 seconds from it. Talismans are made at this position for reconciling love and friendship to an estranged couple, for the welfare of a traveler, for a longer period of imprisonment of captives and prisoners, for the deterioration of kingdoms, and a talisman to repel mice and bedbugs. The House of Al-Tarf. It consists of 12 degrees, 51 minutes, and 26 seconds, starting from Cancer, to 25 degrees, 42 minutes, and 52 seconds from it. Talismans are made at this position for ruining crops, disgracing travelers on land, causing harm to others, planting discord among partners, and for jailing an adversary whose harm is sought. The House of Al-Jabha. The House of Al-Jabha. It consists of 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds, starting from Cancer, to 8 degrees, 34 minutes, 18 seconds. Running out of steam. Come on, Keith, focus. The House of Al-Jabha. It consists of 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds, starting from Cancer, to 8 degrees, 34 minutes, 18 seconds from Leo. Talismans at this position are made for reconciling differences between spouses, for harming the enemy or a traveler, for making the situation worse for a captive, for strengthening the structure of a building, and for bringing partners together for their mutual benefit. The House of Al-Zubra. It consists of 24 degrees. It consists of 24 degrees and 47 minutes, starting from Leo, to 21 degrees, 35 minutes, 2 seconds from it. Talismans at this position are made for gaining the compassion of kings, dignitaries, and brothers, for planting discord, animosity, dis-ease, complications, and destruction, for an opportunity to meet kings and appeal for their favors, for contacting dignitaries and endeavoring to pay for releasing a slave. Talismans for these purposes are recommended for releasing captives, for besieging cities, for increasing trade, as well as for promoting the welfare of a traveler, for a strong and long-lasting building, and for reconciliation between two partners. One of those symbols I can't see. It's very close to the end. It's got it's going. I want to say that's Virgo again. It's always the Virgo one. They write their Virgo differently, I think, is what's happening. Their Virgo sign is slightly different than the two legends I'm referring to. It's gotta be that, though. It's not. It's gotta be that. Alright. The House of Al-Sufra. It consists of 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds, starting from Leo, to 4 degrees, 17 minutes, 10 seconds from Virgo. Talismans at this position are made for increasing farms and newly planted trees, for inflicting harm on a person by causing him to lose his assets, for breaking ships down, for promoting the welfare of partners, as well for reconciling differences between them, for improved work conditions and product, and for improvement of conditions for successful hunting. It consists the House of Al-Awa. It consists of 4 degrees, 17 minutes, and 10 seconds, starting from Virgo, to 17 degrees, 8 minutes, and 36 seconds from it. Talismans at this position are made for promoting trade and farms, for enhancing the welfare of a traveler and the consummation of marriage between spouses, for releasing captives, and for contacting kings and dignitaries. So be aware of that. The House of Al-Simak. It consists of 17 degrees, 8 minutes by 36 seconds, starting from Virgo to a complete 30 degrees from it. Talismans at this position are made for reconciling differences between spouses, for recovery from illness by treatment, for ruining farms and newly planted trees, as well as damaging trusts, for harming a traveler, for the promotion of welfare of a slave and a voyager, and for bringing agreement and harmony among partners. The House of Al-Ghafar. It starts from Libra to 12 degrees, 51 minutes, 26 seconds from it. Talismans at this position are made for drilling wells, digging up and retrieving treasures, for obstructing a traveler from making his trip, for creating discord between spouses, for spoiling friendship between friends and ruining partnership relations, for expelling and expatiating enemies, and for the destruction of communities and towns. I'm just gonna check the chat and make sure everything's still going, because I'm freaking... Caleb, what's up, man? Does it say north or west after the first coordinate? No, it does not. There are no directions. It just has the degree. It just has the degree and the minutes and the seconds. No direction. No direction. The House of Al-Zubana. It consists of 12 degrees, 51 minutes, 26 seconds, starting from Libra to 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for damaging merchant shops, newly planted trees and farms, for separating friends and spouses, for the severe punishment of the wife if the husband so desires, for harming a traveling adversary and creating discord between partners, as well as for releasing captives from captivity. It consists of 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds, starting from Libra to 8 degrees, 34 minutes, 18 seconds from Scorpio. Actually, let me double check that. I don't think that's Scorpio. Oh, it is. Just kidding. Talisman at this position can be made for the improvement and increase of livestock, for isolating cities and stabilizing buildings, as well as for the safety of a traveler at sea. There is a consensus that a friendship initiated when the moon is at this house will not be broken. Accordingly, this house is selected for tailoring talismans to make friends. The House of Al-Kalb. It consists of 8 degrees, 34 minutes, 18 seconds, starting from Scorpio to 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for pledging loyalty to kings to help them overcome their enemies, for stabilizing buildings, for marrying a widow, a divorced woman, or a deflowered but not married woman when the moon is at the house. Balls, hold on. For marrying a widow, a divorced woman, or a deflowered woman, but not married, when the moon is at the house of Mars and when it is at the house of the previous. Also, talismans can be made at this position for releasing slaves, for the growth of newly planted trees, and the safety of a voyager, as well as for creating disagreements among partners. Hey boy, stretch, man. Yeah. Mr. Ron Gagnon, hello, welcome. We are at school right now. We are at school. I am at school, and we are at school. All right, the next one. The House of Al-Shawla. It consists of 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds, starting from Scorpio to 4 degrees, 17 minutes, 10 seconds from Capricorn. Hold on, my son's coming. I'm in the den, baby. I'm working right now. Oh, here comes the baby. Everyone say hello to Atlas. Atlas, baby, you want to say hi real quick? Dada's working, though. What? Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way, please. Come this way. Everyone say hello to Atlas. You want to say hi real quick? Say hi. Okay, you can talk right here. Say hello.
You can take a sock out.
Want to take the sock off? Okay. Oh, no, too much. Check, check. Whoa. Okay. Say hi. Too close. Say hi.
You can now stop it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just talk.
Do something. Hey. Be sure.
Yeah? You speaking Arabic?
Daddy,
Yeah, Baba.
come on.
Not yet. Hold on. Almost. Sorry. That probably destroyed all of you guys' ears. Sorry about that. That was young Atlas. I know. I decided I was gonna start recording, but I get lonely recording these audiobooks by myself, so I figured I was gonna live and do two birds, one stone type of spiel. Yarra? Thank you everyone for chilling. It's been a grind so far, but we're just getting through the nuts and bolts. So this one was Al-Shala, right now. Where were we? Al-Naim. Al-Shawla. So we're at it. The House of Al-Shawla. It consists of 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds, starting from Scorpio, to 4 degrees, 17 minutes, 10 seconds from Capricorn. Talismans at this position can be made for isolating cities, defeating enemies, fulfilling wishes, making a person lose all his money, for separation and alienation, for the welfare of a traveler and the growth of crops, for releasing a slave or enabling him to escape from his master, for breaking ships down and destroying them, for creating discord among partners, and for enabling captives and prisoners to escape. The House of Al-Naim consists of 4 degrees, 17 minutes, 10 seconds, starting from Capricorn, to 17 degrees, 8 minutes, 36 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for the discipline of riding animals which are hard to tame, for a speedy travel and making the distance shorter, for bringing a concerned person home, for promoting friendship, for restricting captives, as well as for worsening the situation for partners. The House of Al-Balda consists of 17 degrees, 8 minutes by 36 seconds, starting from Capricorn to a complete 30 degrees from it. Talismans at this position can be made for stabilizing buildings, increasing crops, retaining assets and livestock, for ensuring the safety of travelers, and for a wife to be divorced from her husband and never be able to marry again. Wait a minute, that was Sagittarius. I always get Sagittarius and Capricorn confused, and I just read the wrong one. We're gonna have to run that one back. The House of house of Al-Shal. Al-Shal, where's my Al-Shal? Al-Shawla. Atlas is 4, and he's awesome. Atlas says hello. I only have one child. One child we have. Alright. The house of Al-Shawla consists of 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds, starting from Scorpio to 4 degrees, 7 minutes, 10 seconds from Sagittarius. Talismans at this position can be made for isolating cities, defeating enemies, fulfilling wishes, and making a person lose all of his money, for separation and alienation, for the welfare of a traveler and the growth of crops, for releasing a slave or a traveler, for releasing a slave or enabling him to escape from his master, for breaking ships down and destroying them, for creating discord among partners, and for enabling captives and prisoners to escape. The house of Al-Na'im consists of 4 degrees, 17 minutes by 10 seconds, starting from Sagittarius, to 17 degrees, 8 minutes, 36 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for the discipline of riding animals which are hard to tame, for a speedy travel and making the distance shorter, for bringing a concerned person home, for promoting friendship, for restricting captives, as well as for worsening the situation for partners. The house of Al-Bada consists of 17 degrees, 8 minutes by 36 seconds, starting from Sagittarius to a complete 30 degrees from it. Talismans at this position can be made for stabilizing buildings, increasing crops, for retaining assets and livestock, for ensuring the safety of travelers, and for a wife to be divorced from her husband and never be able to marry again. Alright, so I just redid those with the proper one. The proper notes. Also, I got dinner waiting for me inside, and I cannot wait to eat it. How much more of these spells we have? 1 page of these spells left. Just 1 page of these spells left, then we can get back. Obviously, this is the practical section. So in this book, there's 2 sections. There's a theoretical and there's a practical, as most schools of science. The practical spot's great, but it's not so great for reading. The theoretical part's good for reading. The practical part's good for doing. So I'm reading the practical aspects of the Picatrix, which is actually teaching you, if you just joined, how to make talismans. And it's basically telling you when, at what phase of the celestial bodies do you create these talismans to do certain things. For example, the house of if you want to make a talisman of the house of Sad al-Dabih, starts at anywho, it goes on and on and on. Except I don't know what symbol that is. What symbol is that? It's like that. I think that's Capricorn. But they write it very funny. It looks like a Z with a squid. It's like a Z, like you start, or the number 7, and then on the downstroke it makes a little circle, shoo, and it continues the 7. But in my legend, everyone has their symbols different. Which legend am I supposed to go off of? The closest I can get is Capricorn, but that's not a Capricorn. That's not a Capricorn. Maybe that's not a Virgo either. It's not a Virgo. It's gotta be a Capricorn. I can look at alternate symbols for Capricorn and see what I get. Capricorn. Alchemical symbol gives me Maybe not. It's got that little circle I'm looking at, but this one's just showing an N with that little circle, and this one is literally like a number 7 with the circle coming off of it. Why can't y'all keep stuff consistent? I think the closest is Capricorn, y'all. Anyone from class able to help me out here? Elements, planets, and metals. That's no. I'm gonna say Capricorn, though it's not. I'm not happy with that decision. So the circle you have at the bottom of Capricorn, Capricorn is an N, and then on the downstroke of the second, the downstroke of the N, you go up the hump, you go down, it makes a little circle. So it has that little circle, but instead of being attached to an N, it's attached to the number 7, what looks like the number 7. We're doing the Picatrix. Yeah, Altrusion, we are attempting to do the Picatrix. I want to read the first couple chapters and see how doable it is, but the alchemical symbols in the Picatrix are not necessarily. Some of them don't match anything else. This version, translation by Hashem Atala. Also, everyone check out Altrusion Grace. He's also got a audiobook, occult audiobook, esoteric section of phenomenal proportion. It's a really great YouTube channel. Everyone go check that out. Nice to see you, Altrusion. I know, man. We've been busy. We still are busy. Music's still going great. We've been gigging like crazy, opening for big bands. Got an album coming out soon. Another album coming out soon. And, it's lovely. We've been having so much fun. But I also miss the YouTube channel and miss hanging out on lives and miss being in my books. I feel like it's its own type of meditation. And if there's one thing I haven't been doing enough lately, it's meditating. So if this is one way to do it in my little den out here by candlelight, then we do it. Can I show you the symbol? I don't think I can. Let me see if I can show you guys the symbol. I'm sure I can. I'm gonna have to do a screen share on my video capture, audio input, browser colors, screen capture. There we go. Bye-bye. Display capture. Okay, now we're in a weird. So it is right here. This right here. I'm guessing. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing Capricorn, but it's usually. I can zoom in a little bit. Yarda? Who knows what that symbol is? Starting from Capricorn to 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds. You can always reference the version from the modern Hermeticist. Ooh, noted, Altrusion. Noted. Let me cut this off before my computer explodes. That's funny. I know, from what I gather, same. Same. So we'll go with Capricorn. I saw the Dana Trail one out choosing, but I wasn't sure if that one was okay for me to do. Isn't his newer? Or not newer, but it seemed newer. And I'm trying not to get hit with any of those copyright things. Let's see, when is this one? Yes, I don't know. I saw. Can we do this one? Can we do Dana Trail's version, or is that one still in public domain? I almost bought this book, the hardcover. I almost bought this hardcover. Anywho, we'll keep going with this one at least to finish the chapter. And carry on. We'll call it Capricorn. One must. Actually, one must. Okay. Then, or maybe not. The neighbors just started cooking dinner, so we'll see. The house of Sad al-Dabih. It starts at the beginning of Capricorn to 12 degrees, 51 minutes, 26 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for the treatment and recovery from diseases, for the separation of spouses and lovers, for causing a certain woman to be raped, for the release and escape of a slave from his location, for creating discord between partners, and for the release of captives and prisoners. And for the release of captives and prisoners. The house of Sadbullah consists of 12 degrees, 51 minutes, 26 seconds, starting from Capricorn, to 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for the treatment and recovery from diseases, for damaging assets, for estrangement between spouses, as well as for releasing or saving captives. The house of Sad al-Sud consists of 25 degrees, 42 minutes, 52 seconds, starting from Capricorn, to 8 degrees, 34 minutes, 18 seconds from Aquarius. Talismans at this position can be made for the improvements of merchant shops and the condition of spouses, for bringing victory to armies and military detachments, for damaging the circumstances of partners, and also for releasing captives. Additionally, he who tries to start a trade at this position will not be successful and will never be able to finish what he started. So be aware of that. The house of Sad's al-Alibiyah. It consists of 8 degrees, 34 minutes, 18 seconds, starting from Aquarius, to 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds from Aquarius. Talismans at this position can be made for isolating cities, for harming and defeating enemies, for dispatching successful messengers and spies, for damaging crops and rendering a husband impotent, for making the situation worse for a captive, and for establishing and stabilizing buildings. The house of Al-Farq al-Muqdim. The house of Al-Farq al-Muqdim. It consists of 21 degrees, 25 minutes, 44 seconds, starting from Aquarius, to 4 degrees, 17 minutes, 10 seconds from Pisces. Talismans at this position can be made for achieving all sorts of good things, for restoring love and friendship, for fulfillment of the wish of a traveler to be able to make a trip, for stabilizing buildings, for the safety of travelers by ships, for damaging the relationships between partners, and for restraining a captive and torturing him. The house of Al-Farq al-Muhir It consists of 4 degrees, 17 minutes, 10 seconds, starting from Pisces, to 17 degrees, 8 minutes, 36 seconds from it. Talismans at this position can be made for a successful trade, productive crops, and quick recovery. Talismans at this position can be made for a successful trade, productive crops, and quick recovery from diseases, for damaging the assets of the person you are concerned with, for damaging the relationship between spouses, and for hurting someone riding on a ship, prolonging the captivity of a prisoner, and harming slaves. The house of Al-Risha, or Batan al-Hut. It consists of 17 degrees, 8 minutes, 36 seconds, starting from Pisces to the end of Pisces. Talismans at this position are made for a successful trade, productive crops, treatment of diseases, and destroying trusts, for ensuring a traveler's safety, for restoring relationships between spouses, and for restraining, harming, and torturing prisoners, as well as for hurting someone riding on a ship. You should be aware of that. The Indians relied on the above 28 pictures in their choices and attempts. That is what we have found as we reviewed their books in this regard. The important thing, as we mentioned above, is that when you try to do good things, the moon must be clear of any misfortune or any burning and replete with good luck. Also, when you start a good endeavor, let the moon move from one good luck star to another. And when you start an evil act, you do the opposite. So you should be aware of that. As we mentioned before, the talisman maker needs to be certain of what he is doing. He needs to be prepared and ready to accept the outcome of the intended effects. This readiness can only be realized in the human experience. However, preparedness, in fact, is the reaction of the physical realities, such as the preparedness of wax to accept the picture and the reaction of the killed to the killer. It is the preparedness of the killed to accept the killing because his organs are too weak to fight. Preparedness for weakness develops in reaction to strength. This kind of strength must be available in the substances needed to make talismans, since not every substance is good for every action. There is a consensus on this principle in all available books. Since there should be preparedness and readiness for acceptance, acceptance must already be there, and because acceptance must already be there, the sought action will exist and emerge. Existence is the acceptance to reflect the picture so that the primordial acceptance and the picture become one, such as a person's picture sticking to water or to a mirror, as well as the incorporation of the divine deity to a human being, as in Christianity, and the incorporation of the soul to the body. So understand that and be aware of it. This is to let you know that my objective in presenting these details is only to uncover what the people have concealed. Allah, the Most High, does not entrust these details except to those whom he pleases. This is a way of doing things. Praise be to him. Going back to our objective, I would like to say that if you are working during the daytime, let the moon be in the ascendant, and let the ascendant be one of the daytime constellations. Similarly, if you are working during the night, let that be one of the nighttime constellations. If the ascendant is in one of the straight ascending constellations, work will progress smoothly, all to the end. However, if the ascendant is one of a curved ascending constellations, work becomes difficult. Nonetheless, what determines whether work is good or bad depends on whether the overlooking planets are bad luck or good luck planets. If the ascendant was in a straight ascending constellation, but a bad luck planet was looking over it, or there was bad luck in it, that will damage the work and make it very difficult. But if it was in a curved descending constellation and a good luck planet was looking over it, or if there is good luck in it, that will make work easy. Similarly, if the daytime and the nighttime constellations ascend in a different form, that is, if the daytime constellations ascend at night and the nighttime constellations at daytime, and the good luck planets are looking over them, work will progress. But if the bad luck constellations are looking over, it will become more evil. A talisman maker must necessarily be knowledgeable of the straight, curved, fixed, variable of the physical shape, as well as of the nighttime and daytime constellations. Moreover, he must necessarily be knowledgeable of the good luck and the bad luck planets, the clarity of the moon from any symptom. The clarity of the moon from any symptom of disease it may be exposed to, and which planet and constellation are used for what type of talismans. He must be aware of the moon's eclipse. Avoid as much as you can the moon's eclipse when making talismans for good deeds. Wait until it is released from this knot. That is when the moon advances or stays behind. Hold on. Actually, well, give me a breather. It's 7:40. I thought I would have this chapter done at like 7:10. But that practical took us for a loop. Did it not? Did it not? Oh, altrusion. It's copyrighted but can use to correctly check symbols. Thank you for that, altrusion. I got that. I think by matter of deduction I should be able to figure out. I was overdoing it, I guess. Apparently the name of the lost 13th zodiac is oh yeah, that's right, Fiacus. How you guys doing out there? You enjoying the Picatrix so far? Is ya? Oh, this chapter's almost done. We're almost done. Almost done. With the dot. Okay, sorry about that. Let's avoid as much as you can the moon's eclipse when making talismans for good deeds. Wait until it is released from this knot. That is when the moon advances or stays behind the sun's aphelion by 12 degrees from the beginning of the eclipse to the aphelion of the sun, and 12 degrees after it leaves the aphelion of the sun. Also be aware of the presence. That's interesting. Hold on, I gotta double check this. Almost, I'm pretty sure. No, that's not it. Venus and Saturn. Venus. Also, be aware of the presence of Venus or Saturn within 12 degrees, or if the moon is declining towards the southern latitude or advancing ahead of Al-Ras or Al-Deneb, or entering or facing the sun, by 12 degrees. Then it will be burning because it will be in contact with the sun. This is the worst misfortune. Its motion will be slow and it may not be able to reach the 12-degree destination. In this case, its motion resembles Saturn's motion. It will be on its way to burning, the climax of which starts from 18 degrees from Libra to 3 degrees to Scorpio, or that can be at the end of the constellations because it is within the domain of the stars causing misfortune. Or it could be declining from the midst of the sky to Al-Tasi, When a necessary task that you cannot delay crops up, improve the situation of the sun by letting Venus When a necessary task that you cannot delay crops up, improve the situation of the sun by letting Venus and Jupiter be in the ascendant or in the midst of the sky, and they will protect the moon from getting burned. Whew! All right. That is class dismissed. Oh, God. Class dismissed. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. That would have been painstaking by myself. It would appear it's time for us to freshen up on our alchemy, our practical alchemy. We've been getting a little too heady lately, and it's showing. How are you guys doing? Are you enjoying yourselves? Am I at least providing some sort of respite from the monotony of this world? It's funny, this was not written before the Julian calendar, because it's in the preface. It references 3 different years that this book is written. It mentions BC, it mentions Christ, it mentions the year of Islam, it mentions the birth of Caesar, it mentions a handful of different things, but let me get that for you right now. Chapter 4 is finished, so I guess we can go ahead and... Where are we at? Introduction, Chapter 1, where are ye? I'm trying to find the date for you right now. Hold on. Yeah, or I can probably Google it faster, but it's not. It was written in the Middle Ages sometime. Middle of the 11th century. So, right. So, what is that? The Crusades? When were the Crusades? (1095). So right before the Crusades. What a gruesome history. Gruesome part of human history, the Crusades. Oh, thank you guys so much, by the way. Caleb, you're still here, brother. Nice to see you. All you guys and gals. Can't imagine any gals just sitting around for so. Actually, I take that back. You know what's interesting? Maybe that women are just more vocal about it, but women far more than men are, when they do hit me up, are talking actual practical spell work, are talking when to do certain spells in certain phases of the moon or planetary or the celestial bodies' movements through the heavens, and talismans and rituals and blood magic. Far more than men are, actually. At least my personal experience of when I have the conversations with the subscribers and things like that, on a one-on-one basis. That's how it shows up, which is interesting. It's like the dudes are heady. It's like the guys are on the theoretical side, and the women are on the practical side, which I find curious. Very curious. So, anywho, guys and gals who are here, thanks for being here. Thank you so much. Would love it if you guys even considered donating to the channel or jumping on the Patreon. Dollars, 25 cents, nickels, quarters, it all adds up, baby. Even donate, your time adds up. The likes add up, the comments. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Thank you guys so much. I will do the same thing, and I will probably, maybe even tomorrow, read the Epic of Gilgamesh. I might just do that tomorrow anyways, because I could have probably finished the entirety of the Epic of Gilgamesh and how long this live was. How long was this live? We've been going for almost, 2 hours? The Epic of Gilgamesh should only be complete 2 hours or under. I'm curious how one can learn more about talismans. Dude, this book is talismans. I was peeking ahead. This Picatrix is the place to go to learn about talisman. So, have fun. So, have fun, everyone. And let me know how it goes. Will you keep me signed in, please? You always gotta do this. Always gotta we do 2-step verification. I already clicked don't ask again on this device. I already clicked. My child spilled water in her last computer. That was partly why the channel went down. That was the original cause for the Man of Letters channel ceasing to exist for a few months, by the way, was my son dropping water on the computer screen. And it was most unfortunate. And then one thing led to another, and I would just, Picatrix this, and friends became enemies, some enemies became friends. You guys know how it goes. But yeah. My squad. You guys are the real MVPs. Real MVPs. Good night, Ron. Good night, Caleb. Altrusion, if you're here, brother. Sea Fleet, thanks for being here. Who else? Elephant Hawk Moon, if you're still here. All you guys, check out our Etsy shop. Man of Letters Co. We got a bunch of stuff. If you want to support the channel, you can do it there. You can support on the Patreon. I'll type in the Patreon if you guys want to. Even as low as $1 a month, man. Anything helps. Or just as a Patreon if you want. I'll put the Etsy shop. We're still slanging and pouring our candles, you guys. We've been selling quite a few candles lately, probably because fall is coming up. But we pour candles. We sell frankincense trees. Not myrrh. We don't have myrrh trees yet. We have frankincense and copal and bursera, the cousin of frankincense trees. Got some magic. We got yopo plants. Yo. We got yopo plants. If you guys know what yopo is, I got my hands in some seeds, started growing the trees. I started growing them yopo trees. We got those growing. They're not for sale yet, but I will sell you one if you are so inclined. Tamarind, I just popped a whole bunch of tamarind trees, which are beautiful trees. You grind up the seeds, and there's all sorts of medicinal. We're